الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه وتعالى ونستعين به ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمد عبده ورسوله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم فإن خير الحديث من كتاب الله وخير هدي محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلال وكل ضلالة في النار أما بعد. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. We say in the name of Allah as one of the most known names of the Creator. Some call Him Creator, some call Him the Provider of all provisions, the Most Merciful. Some refer to God as the source of love and mercy and kindness. Some call Him the power of life. Some say in other languages, Dios. But those who speak Arabic, be they Muslim, Christians, or Jews, when they speak of the God who is the originator of life, they say Allah. You are only a byproduct of the environment that you are born in. If you were born in China, in most cases, you would speak Chinese. If you were born in Spain, you would speak Spanish. And since we're here in the gates of North America, we are blessed to speak English. But the language itself is not the most important aspect in how we communicate with the Creator. The most important aspect is what is your intention. Because some people have the perfect understanding of God, but they don't have the perfect practice of righteousness. And so I'm thankful to the Creator, who is the source of life, who is forever merciful, and the source of protection, and He is the inspirer of courage. I remember Muhammad Ali was asked a question by one person in the media. He said to Muhammad, "What do you attribute your success to?" And Muhammad Ali said, "You mean my fame, my courage?" He said, "Allah, God." Now, I want to talk about Muhammad Ali as I see him. We are all entitled to our own understanding of who he is. But before I talk about Ali, I just want to tell you and the world that is watching a little bit about myself. And I'm not being arrogant. I just want to give you some facts. Those young people that dance for you came from Brownsville. That's where I come from. I come from the ghetto. I'm from Brownsville. I'm that kid that dropped out of school. But my reason for dropping out of school was different. When I accepted Islam, I learned the beauty and the duty of the pursuit of knowledge and the guidance of the elders in the gates of wisdom. So in my school, my teacher would say, if anybody comes in here, you act like you're studying, the answer's on the back of the book. He would light his cigarette, read his New York Times, and sip on his coffee. And we thought he was a good teacher. Why? Because we didn't have to do nothing. I mean, after all, don't we all want the easy way out? No one wants to pay the price for success, but everybody wants to be victorious. If you want to be successful in life, in any endeavor you choose, you have to make up your mind, because there's no weapon greater than a made-up mind. You can't do nothing with a person that made their mind up to do what they're going to do. He was a man that made up his mind that he would be who he wanted to be. His name, his religion, not yours, his identity. So now, I come from Brooklyn. So what happens when you drop out of high school? You're a statistic. You're supposed to fail. But I met good teachers, men and women, who said, you know, if you're going to be a Muslim, you will have to learn Islam. You won't be able to, you don't make it up. Islam is not a way of life that you make up your own rules. It has guidelines, rules, and regulations. Now, if you want to do your own thing, just give it another name. But if you're going to say you're a Muslim, then the Holy Quran is a blueprint. So I started studying. And then I read that book of Malcolm. You know, when Malcolm makes Hajj, I was only 15 years old. I didn't have no money. But my dad asked me one day, he said, how can I help you? You Muslim now, what can I do for you? I said, if you buy me a ticket to go to Mecca, I'd be happy. He gave me $500. And I had another $500, and I got on the plane with American Muslims and Muslims from the international community after studying Arabic in America for 1 year. And I went to the holy city of Mecca. No high school diploma. Now, you know you don't go nowhere with no high school diploma. But I had something, I had something different. My mind was made up that the God that I serve is real. So I just went to Mecca. After Hajj was over, I asked the people in the hotel, can I have my passport? They said, where you going? I said, just for a walk. Now, I wasn't lying. I just wasn't coming back. And that's his real question. When I give you this passport, which is against government regulation, where you going, boy? I said, I just got to go down here. But my mind was made up. I'm only 15. I got on the bus in Mecca, in Medina, in the Prophet city. And I went back to Mecca. I had no friends. I didn't speak Arabic. I went to the holy city, what they call the Haram al-Sharif, the mosque. It's open 24 hours. It can accommodate maybe 500,000 to 1 million people on any given night. It is 24 hours of worship. That's all that's there. People go there to pray. That's it. That's all. People come from all over the world all night long. They come for worship. Black, white, Arab, Asian, rich, and poor. They come there for one thing, to give the glory and thanks to the originator of life for the blessings that they have received. That's the Muslims I saw. I don't know what Fox News play, but I'm telling you eyewitness testimony. And after I was there, I said, well, I need to stay here and study. I don't want to read an English Quran. I want to know what it says for myself in Arabic. One of the worst things you can ever have in life is a third party interfering with you and God. Because when people play God, they become partners with Satan. Don't let nobody speak for you about God or speak to God on your behalf when God has given you the creativity and the willpower and the knowledge and the greatness that's within you to speak for yourself. And sometimes the best speech you can give God is not from your mouth, it's from your actions. So after I was in Mecca, I didn't have a high school diploma. Now I'm making a confession. Homeland Security was just here. I got a message from them, for real. And they like to invite me after such an event like this. I would think so. I'll visit them by myself. I have nothing to fear, nothing to hide. I'm a believer in the God of Moses, the God of Jesus, the God of Abraham. I believe in that God. I'm not a perfect Muslim, but I know there's a perfect love that's deeper than anything a human could ever provide. And I lean on the love and the mercy and the guidance of God. In spite of all my perfections, I still know I'm one of the greatest. Now, to some of you, that's arrogance, only because you don't know yourself. But after I was in Mecca, I went to see the Prince. Then I went to see Dr. Abdul Nassif. I went to see the Supreme Court Justice. I went to his house. I ate with him. They said, what can we do for you? I said, I want to study here. They said, you're a kid. You're 15 years old. Go home. What are you doing here? They said, Hajj is over. Go. I said, man, I'm not going nowhere. And I know you don't want to deport me because you don't want to surrender an American citizen to the American embassy. That just don't look good in foreign affairs. We got an American that doesn't want to leave Arabia and come to, no. So I said, they got good relations. Saudi Arabia and America have good political relations. So I knew I would be treated differently. See, that's what you call privilege. See, we have to acknowledge what privilege is in life. When you have an American passport, which all of you better get one after tonight, not because of the fear of any man, because you must know the world that God has created, that it's bigger than New York. It's bigger than America. It's bigger than the North. It's bigger than what you see. There's a whole race and a whole community, 7 billion people plus on the planet that need you and your service, your love and your compassion. You can do great things if you believe. So then they said, okay, you have your paperwork? Now I'm going to give you a confession tonight, but don't use it against me. I didn't have a high school diploma. I told you I grew up in Brooklyn. So I called one of my friends to take the test for me and then send it to me. I got a GED. I took that to the American Embassy. They stamped and said it was legit. I went back to the Saudi Council of Education, Foreign Affairs. They said, okay. They said, listen, okay, you're getting ridiculous. They said, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go home, and we're going to give you a visa to come back so you can study. I said, okay. Now, that's 3 months of going to them every day. I call the Muslims in certain countries IBM Muslims. Inshallah, bukra ma'alish. Inshallah means tomorrow. Inshallah means if God's will. Bukra means tomorrow. Ma'alish means, don't hold it against us. Don't worry. Right? Because when you want something done, people say inshallah. When they don't want to do it now, they say bukra, come back tomorrow. When you come back tomorrow and it's not done, they say ma'alish. Ya Sheikh, ma'alish. No problem. Ma'alish, yani. It's okay. Then you come back again. I did that for about 3 months. My mind was made up. I kept coming back every day. I went to everybody's office every day. I had nothing to do but pray and knock on their door. Pray, knock on their door. I pray, and people made a mistake. One brother named Dr. Hassan Bajuda, who was the dean of the Arabic Institute, he gave me his card. When he gave me his card, somebody told me he wakes up for tahajjud prayer. 3 o'clock in the morning, he prays every day, and he memorized the Quran. I used to call him when I thought he was finished his prayer. He would say, Brother Abdul Malik, yes. Kif halik? How you doing? Alhamdulillah. Ay khidma, you need some service? I say, Dr. Hassan, wallahi, you have to help me. I said, Dr. Hassan, I came all the way from America. I need to study. Somebody has to help me. And in any part of the world, you need connection. See, God ain't no mystery that you just pray to God and he do something for you. God will never do for you what you're supposed to do for yourself. That's the problem with religious people. They're waiting on God, and God is waiting on you. Because what you want God to do, you're supposed to do. He didn't make you to be unproductive, lazy, without direction. You are, of all the creatures of the creation, you are the jewel. Of all these creatures that God has made, you are his number one. Now, after I did that for a while, I'm going to get to Muhammad Ali, but I want to make a connection for you. After I did that, they said, okay, you go home to America. We're going to send you a visa and give you a scholarship. I was excited. I came back to America. No visa, no scholarship. I said, man, I raised some money for my friends. I got me another ticket. I said, this time I'm not leaving. When I went back to Mecca, they said, Ya Sheikh, ish bakanta. Like, what's wrong with you? How you get back? I said, you forgot? I'm an American citizen. When you have an American passport, you can go anywhere in the world. There's no country on the planet that blue passport can enter into. So I used it to my advantage because we paid the high price for it. So it is an asset, and you must learn how to use it wisely. You should take your children all over the world because you are the world. So after I finished doing that, they gave in. They said, here. They said, what? Wait, no, you need to leave the country and come back and we'll get you a visa. I said, not this time. They said, you can't get a visa inside Saudi Arabia. I said, okay. I went to the prince's office. He said, why you come here? The people who sent you here, they can do it themselves. I went back and said, the prince said, do not send me to his office again or else you're going to have problems. They said, okay. They got the paperwork, gave it to me. I got a visa for 3 years. I got a scholarship. I never worked a day. I studied every day between 4 to 7 hours every day. And I graduated, okay, in Mecca, foreign language. Came back. Now, after I came back to America, I picked up the phone because I was going through a challenge in my life. You know, you have those bumps in your life? Man, I was taking a beating because I wasn't ready. You know, life is a battlefield. If you're not ready for warfare, you don't belong on the planet. Because there are people that will take advantage of you. And some of the people that will take advantage of you, they right around you. See, we always think the enemy is out there. You'd be surprised. The enemy's like right here. Oh, don't get me started. But anyway, so after that, I got my visa. And I started studying. I graduated, came back to America, and I was having a bumpy road. So I picked up this booklet. And it said, Binghamton University. I called the university on the telephone, but I started talking to him in Arabic. I said, من المسؤول في قسم اللغة العربية? He said, what? I said, who's in charge of the Arabic program? They said, 1 minute, Professor Kevin Lacey from Harvard University. I said, would you put him on the phone, please? I started talking to him in Arabic. He said, wait, where you from? I said, man, I'm from Brooklyn. He said, come on. He said, you from where? I said, Brooklyn. He said, come on, you can't be from Brooklyn talking like that. I said, I'm telling you, I'm from Brooklyn. I was like, yo, how you want me to kick it to you? I'm telling you I'm from Brooklyn. He's like, okay, wait a minute. So they had a scholarship, and there was a man named Michael Boyd who passed away. So I wrote a mission statement for the scholarship. They had 10 people on the council. 7 people voted in my favor. When I got to the university, they translated my degree from Mecca, and they said, you have 264 credits. They said, you can't transfer that many credits into our program, but we'll give you 64, and you give us 2 years, we'll give you our degree. I started teaching Arabic. Instead of taking Arabic courses, I taught Arabic. Then my professor said, we make a deal. If you come to my office and talk to me in Arabic twice a week, I'm going to give you an A. I said, that's all I do is talk. كيف حالك؟ كيف أموركم طيبين إن شاء الله تفضل ماذا سنتكلم عن ماذا تريد أن نتحدث معك. He said, just helping me strengthen my Arabic, and you got an A, Abdul Malik. I said, it's done. I walked in the classroom, and all the students were, I say the word European American not to be disrespectful, but if you're going to use terms like African American, then I got to use European American and Spanish American, unless we just become all American. Because we have to become one people. We have to stop the divide and division and using race and gender as a weapon to divide. We have to see the common humanity that this man was the embodiment of. Now, after I finished all that, I graduated from Binghamton. Now, you know ain't nobody supposed to do that from Brooklyn. That's not supposed to happen. So let's fast forward it now. I used to come to the UN and do the khutbah here, the sermon, for 5 years, free of charge. Never charged them a nickel. I know so many of the brothers and sisters that work here. Their children, who are now adults, used to listen to my little CDs and tapes. Some people I see, I don't even know who they are, but the power of a voice and an idea is far beyond what you and I can imagine. You know where this idea comes from, coming to the UN? I got this idea from Malcolm X. Malcolm said that we should come to the UN and put forth our issues. When I heard that years ago, I just never knew how you get into the UN for anything. Now, we're going to go forward, and I'm going to close out. I went to the ambassador of Kuwait, who's been a friend of mine for more than 20 years. I said, Ambassador, I need a favor. He said, what? He said, what is it, Abdul Malik? Because they know when I come to them, I need something. Not money, but I need some help. He said, what do you need? I said, I want to do a tribute for Muhammad Ali and invite the general community and the Ali family. Not for diplomats and heads of states and the people in power. Let the people who have never come into the gates of power, let the children see this. Let us experience the beauty and the majesty of the power that is represented in this institution. And maybe there's some young kid here that will leave today, male or female, and will be America's next ambassador. There's someone here perhaps that will be the next Secretary General of the UN. It's not impossible. So now, let's go to Muhammad Ali. When I see Muhammad Ali, this is me talking, I see a man who, based upon his spiritual conviction, being a Muslim, made up his mind that he would stand up for his faith, and that his faith demanded that he stand up for justice. Even if it meant giving his life. You can go to YouTube tonight. You can watch Muhammad Ali in his own words. He said that he was prepared to go to jail or to die and be shot before a firing squad, before he would go to war and kill innocent people in Vietnam. He was willing to give his life because he believed in what he believed in. Some people say Ali was a civil rights leader. I say Ali, to me, was a warrior for justice, who his weapon was always truth. And he was willing to pay the higher price for a cause that is greater than all of us. That's what I say. I see Muhammad Ali as a man who, in his beginning steps, came through the Nation of Islam, got his name from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and developed a relationship with Malcolm X and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and so many others, and loved Imam Muhammad and made different aspects of his life. But I see him as a man evolving, and he was so true that whenever he discovered truth, he embraced it. So when he went to Mecca, he traveled among Muslims, he see universal Islam, he see the Muslim world, but he never ever cursed the bridge that brought him over troubled waters. Never did that. Now, when I see Muhammad Ali, I see a man of faith, not a man of religion. There's a difference. There's a lot of religious people who just talk about God. But if you really love God, then you got to do the work of God. So you got to feed the poor. He did that. You got to house the homeless. Ali did that. You got to visit the sick. Ali went places by himself, and few people know it, to visit the sick, that his presence would be an inspiration and a healing to those that have been forgotten by the society. Everywhere I went to promote this event, I met people who said, man, I love Ali. Mr. Matthews from the hotel across the street, he said, man, I love Ali. So when I looked at that, I say, this is a man of conviction. Not afraid to give his life or go to jail. For what? For his faith. So whatever you believe in tonight, stand on it. Whatever it is. You believe in equality? Stand up. You believe in world peace? Stand up. You believe in justice for all people, regardless of race, religion, culture, gender, nationality, or any other natural differences that exist amongst the human family? Stand up. And whatever it takes to bring this world into a better reality for our children, then plant the seeds of a future that we may never see, but that our children can enjoy. So when I look at Muhammad Ali, I say, wow, look at this brother. He wasn't a scholar of religion, but he was a scholar of the love of God. When I look at Muhammad Ali stood up to the government. That's not easy to do. When you stand up to any government in the world, and I'm not mentioning any government, I'm being generic, but if you know history, you know I'm talking about his government. He stood up for righteousness. So today, brothers and sisters, when I look at Muhammad Ali, I see him as a role model and a blueprint for the Muslim community and the Christian community and the Jewish community and whites and blacks. I see him as the embodiment of the true teachings of Islam. I see Muhammad Ali as a man that he was humble, he was mindful of the needs of the people, and a man that gave his all. I see him as a man that cared for more people than more people cared for him, in my opinion. I see Ali as a man that shook up the world. You saw that clip? I shook up the world. I'm the greatest of all time, I told you. Yeah, he did shake up the world. And let me tell you something right now, brothers and sisters. Ali in his death shakes people up. Some people call me, oh, brother, you're going to celebrate Ali? What you going to say? Why are you so afraid what I'm going to say? I'm a free black man. I say what I want to say. I say what I want to say. And I am mindful of the gift from the ambassador's office, and I would never disrespect the government of Kuwait or ruin their trust or shame this podium, because they trusted me to do the right thing, and that I shall do. But I didn't come here tonight to sanitize his image like some people are doing in the business community. They want Ali to be everything for commercial purposes, so people can make money. I am prepared to be sued by anyone over Muhammad Ali. You know why? I claim Ali as my own. The name Muhammad is the name of Prophet Muhammad, and Ali is the cousin. I claim him as my father in spirit, and I claim his family as my family, that I will do anything in my power for their dignity and their safety. And I pray that they will start and continue standing up, because they have something in America that you don't have. They got leverage. See, when your father or your mother is powerful, you got power. But there are people that don't want you to know your power because they want you to think that dead people don't have power. You know, the most powerful people are all dead. Listen to me what I'm saying. Jesus has more followers in his death than he had when he was alive. Moses got more followers in his death than when he was alive. Muhammad got more followers in his death when he was alive. The money that's in your pocket got the faces of dead men. And people go to war over that green paper. Some people sell their souls, but Ali didn't. If you watch Muhammad Ali very carefully, one thing he never had an interest in was money. Never. Because he could see beyond the money. He saw beyond the fame and the fortune. Ali was extremely wise. He used his fame and his fortune for the people. I'm telling you right now, people are scared of me promoting Ali. I'm telling you, they're scared. They're scared. And they're in high places and rich. You know why? If the young people can find the Ali in them, they can shake this thing up all over again for justice for themselves, for their children, for their grandchildren. Because tonight, what is the Ali in us? What was the Ali in him? Since he's not the first Ali, he's not the first Muhammad. See, and if you really love and respect Muhammad Ali, you won't separate his faith from his mission. Some people want to promote Ali, but without Islam. Why would you do that? There's some business people. They talk about Ali as a spiritual universal. Really, Ali was not rejected and persecuted because he was spiritual and universal. Ali was rejected because he said, my name is Muhammad Ali. I'm a Muslim and I don't fight your wars. That's what made him a target. Ali lost the ability to earn a living and take care of his family because he said he was a Muslim. Now, there's some people afraid of Islam. Islam is not a threat to anybody. Christianity is not a threat to anybody. Judaism is not a threat to anybody. There are good Christians and good Muslims and good Jewish people all over the world, including in America. We lost our way as human beings to find common grounds to respect the nobility of life that God has put in each and every one of us. Whether a person believes or what you believe in or not is not for you to decide their destiny, and definitely not their death. The whole world is going crazy now. Watch the news. Every time something bad happens, you know you pray as a Muslim. Oh my God, I hope it's not a Muslim. Oh, please don't let it be a Muslim. You know why you do that? You know why you do that? Because psychological warfare is so powerful that they've made you feel like you are the enemy already. I don't care what a Muslim does. As long as I don't do it, I'm innocent as charged. I don't care what anybody does. But if I am a true lover of truth, if I see a Muslim trying to do something wrong, I stop them. I'm not going to stop them because they're Muslim. I'm going to stop them because that's my duty. We don't give people a pass to do wrong to other people because of their faith or their culture or their agenda. So when I look at Muhammad Ali, I was like, okay, where he get this courage from? What makes a man say, you know what? First of all, I'm not going to your war. What? You say, come over here, boy. What you saying? I'm not going. See, one of the problems today in our community, can I talk to black people for a minute? One of the problems today in our community is we have so many black politicians that have absolutely no courage. Their focus is on getting reelected and not shaking up the establishment, so they skate and they dance and they scratch where they don't itch, and they refuse to fight for justice for their people, and they always just want to have another party. And so many will love Ali now that he's dead, but I watch people celebrate Ali. They walk with Ali now in his name in his death. They would have never called Ali when he was alive. Because when you go against the gates of power and truth, you don't have that many friends. People run from you. People thought, okay, listen, Muhammad Ali, do you know who you messing with? Yeah, you know who he was messing with. But do you know who was backing Muhammad? See, if God is on your side, you ain't got to fear nobody. Faith is an important component for success. This is my view. I've had enough experience from my mother raising me in Catholicism. My mother's a very prayerful woman. When she see me, she said, boy, I'm praying for you. I said, Mom, what you praying for? You know what she said? She said, I'm praying for you because they always kill speakers. I said, that's okay. I was born to die anyway. No one escapes death, but if they kill you because you're doing something right, I hope when I get to the gates, it's open. But you can't be afraid that somebody's going to harm you, because fear will rob you of all of your dreams and your aspirations. Don't be afraid of anybody, but one, God. Love and respect everyone. Why? That's our duty. So one of the things that I want to say to you as I conclude is we have to find within us the spirit of this man and so many before him and so many that will come after him, that will allow you to live your life with purpose and passion. Some of you right now, you walk around, you're always sad. I see you, some of you. How you doing? I'm okay. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. How's everything going? Oh, brother. How's your marriage? Well, we still hanging on. You know why you're still hanging on? Because your marriage is dead and you won't resuscitate it. You won't resurrect it. You know when it's over. And it's only over because you ain't cultivating it. Life is like a seed. You have to cultivate it. For a seed to grow and produce its greatest fruits, there's certain requirements. It needs first to be a seed that has a life germ force in it. Second, you need fertile soil to plant it in. Third, you will need water to cultivate it. And above that, you'll need proper air and you will need sunlight. In the absence of those major components, there's absolutely no opportunity for you to bear the fruits of foolish labor. Now, that being said, if you want to have a great marriage, you got to do some great things. One is you got to soften up your heart. Muhammad Ali had a heart. When you watch him, his heart is just soft. He is a natural, soft, loving, kind human being. And all of us are like that if we don't allow people to change us. Let me tell you what I mean by that. How many of you are married here? Raise your hand, even if you're not happy. See, all the brothers are like this. Wait a minute. It's like, brother, I got to go home tonight. I don't want to be homeless. Not because, you know, women in our community, some of the brothers I don't talk about. You say the wrong thing here tonight. When you get to the house, she be like, brother, give me my keys. Hey, so my name on the deed and on the lease. You didn't raise your hand. I like to have the keys. And you can go find Brother Abdul Malik and raise your hand again, because he asked a fundamental question and you did not raise your hand. So, whether you're married and you're happy or unhappy, it's your fault. See, the joy that you look for in life is in you. It's not money, it's not fame, it's not fortune. The joy that you need is inside of you. The Creator has bestowed upon each and every one of us greatness. And you have to be willing tonight, when you leave here, I want you to make up your mind tonight. The Ali 75 is an initiative that was started by Mrs. Lani Ali. I believe it has 7 core principles. You can go to the Ali Center website and read it more in detail. But the purpose of Ali 75 is service. Finding something in your life that you can dedicate to doing that makes somebody else's life just a little better. You know, if you really want God to bless you, stop thinking about you. Because as long as you're thinking about you, God can't use you, because he's not interested in you. He's interested in us. And if you think about the people, God will bless you. He's going to bless you. Some of you, I heard you already. You said, man, I don't believe in no God. That's fine. You will in time, because you ain't going to be here forever. But tonight, ask yourself a fundamental question. Do you have the courage that it takes in the midst of this perfect storm that we're in? Do you have the courage that it takes to stand up? You know why I love the American people? Oh, man, the American people are amazing, man. With all that's going on in the street, it's not the Muslims that's marching. It's the American people, baby. It's the American people. The American people have a sense of justice and fairness. There's a sense of love and compassion. And if we could get past the delusions that one man or woman is greater than the other, then we can make America truly great for the first time. Let me read to you a verse from the Quran and I'm going to end. Allah says in the Holy Quran, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ayyuhan nas, inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa untha, wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qaba'ila lita'arafu, inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The Holy Quran says, Ya ayyuhan nas. See, God is wise. He didn't say, oh, Muslims, Christians, and Jews, because some of us, we're real sensitive. If you go to a lecture and they talk about Muslims, you'll say, man, they ain't say nothing about the Christians. They ain't mention Jesus. If you talk about Jesus, Muslims will leave, man, they ain't say nothing about Prophet Muhammad. They ain't quote the Quran. You don't talk about the Torah, man, they never mention Moses. See, one of our problems is we selfish. Somebody could give you the best of what they have. It ain't good enough for you. Some of you, when you leave tonight, you're going to forget all the wonderful things these children did. And you know what you're going to remember? Man, they kept us at the gate. I'm going to go on social media tonight. Some of you were tweeting right from the gate. Brother Abdul, Malik, foolishness, unorganized. But God kept you at the gate for a reason and a season. And I'm not talking about that gate. I'm talking about the gate that you ultimately want to enter. Sometimes you got to wait 100 years to die before you see the reality. Some people want to go to heaven so fast, but God is not in the business of speed. Anytime you rush something, I want to tell you something. You're only going to destroy yourself. No one can change the world that we live in. No one leader will ever be able to change the lives of 7.5 or 7 billion people. There's no man with the power on earth to dictate the future of the entire globe. The days of empire and conquering is over because the people's spirit has awoken that they were born free and they will live free or they will give their lives for their freedom. That's it. People know that. And so, that being said, Allah says, oh people, God is wise. He said, oh people, you have been created from a male and a female. I'm going to stop right there. Every man that has ever walked on this planet, be he a king, a president, a prince, doctor, lawyer, warrior, general, supreme captain, lieutenant, or just a private soldier, has always been born of a woman. God don't even let you step on the planet until he chooses a mother for you that will hold you when you can't even hold yourself. So there's no way that a Muslim that understands Islam would have no respect for a woman because the woman is his first doctor, his first teacher, his first everything. Everything you have comes first from a woman. Everything. When you have your first tear, who wipes it? A woman. When you fall down and you hurt your leg or you bust your head open, who picks you up? A woman. When you're sick and you're a baby and you're coughing, you got a fever, who's walking around with you all night long? A woman. When you get hungry and you can't feed yourself, who feeds you? A woman. When you make potty in that pamper, who takes that diaper off and clean you up? A woman. Who gives you your first kiss? A woman. And what do men dream of in reality in their search for the ultimate experience of joy? Men are always looking for the woman, but they don't know the woman that they're looking for, and the woman that he's looking for often does not know the woman she should be. Because we have fictitious ideas of manhood and womanhood. That's why marriages are so messed up. You want her to look like Beyonce, and have a body like a Pepsi Cola. You want to have the money of Oprah. Then you want to have the voice of, Rihanna. You got a fictitious idea as a man of the woman that you're looking for. So even if God give you the perfect woman, she ain't good enough. Then you got the idea of the man you're looking for. He's got to be handsome, have some money. He should have some power. He should pay all the bills. They're making the bills so high right now, I don't know too many men that can pay all the bills. I know I don't pay all the bills. That's my boss. I work for her. Oh, yeah, I work for her. I work for the law firm. She's my employer. I try not to be late. I don't want to get fired. I do daddy daycare. I spend 4 hours sometimes dropping the kids off and picking them up. I'm like, man, this is what a woman do? 4 hours I'm in my car, drop them off at this school, another one at that school. Pick this one at 2:30, that one gets at 4:30. This one got a rehearsal after school, wait till 6. I'm like, man, this is some work. But guess what? That's what women were made to do. To love, to nurture, to cultivate, to inspire. Women are the shapers and molders of the future, but men do not want you to know that. Not all men. Because most of us as men, we have been trained that the best way to keep a woman is to control her and her dreams and aspirations. So don't let her get money. Don't let her get educated. Don't let her be independent. You were born independent as a man and a woman. See, we think that our success depends on how we control other people. In order to hold somebody down, you got to get down too. But if you let others rise, you will rise. Ali never held anybody back. He pushed people forward. Ali gave all that he had. And because of that, when I went to his funeral, I couldn't believe the amount of people. I've never seen somebody online at 7 o'clock in the morning to get a ticket to see a funeral service. I was like, this blew my mind. I seen a lady 90 years old standing up. I said, miss, how old are you? She said, baby, I'm 90. I said, what brings you here? She said, the champ, honey, he's the greatest. If a woman 90 tell you he's the champ, I'm telling you he's the champ, whether you understand it or not. So now, the Holy Quran says, we have made you from male and female. Now, this is the UN, but ladies, I got to talk to you. I may never see you again. You can't say things like, I don't need a man. You are your father and mother's DNA. Your mother can't make you by herself. Ali is a product of a man and a woman. See, as long as men and women keep fighting each other, then the best of what's in both of us will never be manifested. It's not about she's a woman and he's a man. It's about us and the love and the compassion and the dedication and service we offer to each other so that the best that's within us can be a gift of God to all of us. So now, ladies, I need you. When you leave here tonight, I need you to leave with the mindset that you are willing to be a champion and reshape the world. Begin to teach our young brothers and sisters that they are somebody. Not just anybody, but someone special. When I said that we're the crown jewel of God's creation, I'm going to tell you why I said it. When you look at this man and all that he has done, there's no creature on the planet that is able to do what humans do. And if you look at everything in this creation, it's at your service. The air you breathe, the water you drink, the food that you eat. You know, the greatest servant really, this is going to blow some of your mind. No one serves better than God. You didn't hear what I said. Some of you have a problem right now doing service. Some of you got an attitude. Ali was a man that would give. Some of you right now, you won't even give nobody a glass of water until they get you one first. You won't even buy somebody a meal until they buy you one first. You want to get married and go out on a courting relationship, but you're trying to see if you're going to do double. Is that what it's called, double? Double Dutch? They call it, what do they call it, Dutch? When a man pays some and a woman pays some? You know, if a man ever I got 5 daughters. If my daughter ever tell me that a man took her out and asked her to pay anything, I'll tell her he's definitely not the one. Why? If he won't buy you dinner, he will definitely not buy you groceries. He won't. So now, our ability to serve, to give back. All of us have something here we can give. You can go in the community tomorrow and say, you know what? I'm going to start a reading program. And we're going to make sure that our children learn to read. You know, the first Quranic verse was read. Reading is the transformation of your life. Whenever I meet a person, the first question I ask them is, so what book have you read lately? And the smart people, you know what they tell me? Book. Man, I ain't got time to read a book. I'm busy. That's why you're so busy. You're busy working all those jobs because you don't have the proper knowledge to create wealth for yourself. Money should be working for you when you're sleeping. You know, rich people, don't get mad at rich people. They're not rich because they're stupid. They're real smart. See, while you chase money, the people are laughing at you because money has no power except what you give it. Tonight, you're one of the wealthy human beings on the planet. Today, when you woke up, you are not a billionaire. You are a trillion zillionaire, if there's such a word. The eyes that you have, how much you pay for them? Nothing. The air in which we breathe, how much you pay? Nothing. The mouth in which you eat with and the food in which you taste with your tongue, how much you pay for that? How much will you pay tonight when you sleep? Michael Jackson was paying $150,000 a month just to close his eyes because he was surrounded by the vultures. Sleep is a gift from God. So when I do fundraising, which is not here tonight, I'm not raising money from nobody. But I always ask people, for all that you have been given, what will you give back? You mean to tell me in our communities, we see injustices and we just say, well, I hope they do something about it. Really? Okay. You know what I tell people? In America, if Muslims in this hour, we're speaking in this hour, if Muslims are allowed to be targeted, then you just next. Because bigotry knows no limitations. But you know what makes me proud? The Muslims are not standing up quickly. Like Ali stood up. I want to find another Ali quickly. Because we need an Ali right now. This is a real championship fight we in. We got 15 rounds that will go 15 rounds. You in a battle right now for justice, you need 15 rounds. But you know what I love? When I see my Jewish brothers and sisters out there. Don't be banning the Muslims. See, there's a lot of wisdom and history in the Jewish community. There's a lot of wisdom in the struggle of Christianity. There are many Christians who have experienced persecution. There are many Muslims. We don't have a monopoly on suffering, but what we do have is the ability to look into the lives of different people that transform the world. And let me tell you this as I leave you. Don't you never let someone tell you that one person can't change the world. Oh, yes, you can. It only takes one, baby. That's one right there. One person can change the world. I came to the people here, you know, I'm not no government. People are still trying to figure out how I got in here. I just came like this. You know why? Because if you have any faith in God, He's going to favor you. Just go trust Him. If you think I'm joking, put everything aside and say, you know what, God, I'm going to do this in your name. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to stand up, and if you're real, show me. Let me tell you why. Abraham. I'm going to show you the spirit of Abraham and the spirit of Ali. It says, the spirit in which Ali moved in is the spirit of the righteous men and women of old. There's something in their spirit of courage and determination that when they see something is wrong, they speak out and stop it no matter what the cost will be. So look, Ibrahim in the Holy Quran, Prophet Abraham, he asked God a simple question one day. وَإِذْ قَالَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ رَبِّي أَرْنِي كَيْفَ تُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى. He said, oh God, show me how you give life to the dead. Look what the Quran says. أَفَلَا تُؤْمِنْ? God said, Abraham, do you not believe? He said, for sure I do believe. But let my heart have a sense of tranquility. Now listen, when you read this verse, God never answers his question. He never tells him how, but he gives him a demonstration. He tells him, take the bird, cut it, kill it. Listen to it. He told Abraham, kill the bird. Put one part on 4 mountains. He said, then Abraham, call it. Just call it back. Just call it. So he called it back and it came to life. So what's the lesson? We don't have the mindset to understand the depth and the wisdom of the infinite. But if you ask for a demonstration, it will show you your determination. Because your destiny has 5 brothers and 5 sisters. But they all one. It's only 5 of them. Your greatness is your weakness. The thing that you love will build you up and it also destroy you. Huh? So now when you have a destiny like Ali, What are one of the things you're going to have? When you have a perfect destiny, when people see that you're blessed and you're gifted, they plot against you. When people see our children in schools that they're gifted and they have potential, there are teachers that start working against them. You see this room right here? When I was trying to get this room, I had already the approval from the government of Kuwait as a sponsor. But a gentleman showed me different rooms, and when we got to this one, he did everything to talk me out of this one. He said, no, you don't want to come up here. He's like, we got a nice space for you in the basement, and this is the trustee council chambers. This is where. I said, yeah, that's exactly what we want. He's like, no, you don't really want this one. I said, no, the champ is coming here. We already have the approval, and we have the support. But he did everything to make me think that we were unworthy. He did it in a smart way. Instead of saying he didn't want kids to steal the microphones, he said, you really don't want people to break things because they cost $25 a piece. I said, really? I said, we have a couple of $25 bills we can pay. We got 25s, we can make them up, a 20 and a 5. We can pay, it's okay. What else? Well, just, and I said, this is what happens to children. You can't let people talk you out of your destiny, and that's what I'm going to end on. You have greatness in you. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Don't let nobody tell you that God hates you and God's going to get you because you're a sinner. Astaghfirullah, Brother Abdul Malik tonight, he played that music. That's hell. We going to the hellfire. See, people made you so spooky about God. You think God is watching every little thing that you do. That's why you can't be productive. You won't even forgive yourself. God done forgave you a long time ago, and you're still carrying on your shoulder 20 years ago damages. Some of you walk around right now. Man, I wonder if I'm going to heaven, man. I don't know if I can make it. And you know why you're not going to make it? Because you ain't doing the work. You worried about something else. But when you have a blessed destiny like Muhammad Ali, you get something in life called derailments. You know what derailments are, right? Take you right off the track. But also you get delayed. You ever go to the airport and you have a flight and it's delayed? You feel you've been denied. You were not denied. You were simply delayed. And then there's a departure. And you get to your destination. In your life. So when you leave tonight, this is my prayer and my hope. Go out there and shake up the world. Go shake it up. Go do something that people don't even believe you can do. One of my friends, Mr. Waddi Hakim, who I thank tonight from Kifu, he also helped us sponsor this event, and Brother Alim Construction, and Al Khalali Law Firm, and Sister Mendez's graphic production design, and Tariq Davis Law Firm helped us out. One of the things that I've learned is that you got to make up your mind. And you got to know that the greatness that's within you, you can make it happen. You got to believe. If you don't believe it, you will never, ever make it possible. People ask me, well, I asked one brother, well, brother, I call all of my friends and say, let's do this. I say, they're millionaires. What's wrong with them? He said, Brother Abdul Malik, they don't believe you. How are you going into the United Nations? I said, what do you mean, brother? I have a letter. That ain't going to happen. You don't have a mosque. I don't want a mosque, by the way. People ask me to open up a masjid. What you need a mosque for? You could pray anywhere. There's enough prayer halls in the country. What we need is cultural institutions that cultivate greatness in our children and set them around the world to be empowered and build relationships and have friends in all walks of life. So, I asked my friend, Mr. Waddi, a question. I said, why? He said, brother, it's hard for people to believe in something that they can't see. So what I'm asking God to do is let us use Ali as a demonstration of what you can do. So tonight, when you go home, click some of the YouTube videos and watch him in the beginning, watch him in the middle, and watch him gracefully. Gracefully. Look, Ali was taken away from his love of boxing and his potential at a time that was peak of his earning. But what did God do in the end for Ali? Ali lit the torch at the Olympics. Did you see that? Do you know over 3 billion people saw that? I'll leave you with this. I pray that you will find the greatness that's in you, because it's there. You can be a great doctor, lawyer, engineer. You can be a great mother, a great father. You can be an amazing husband tonight, brother, if you want to. I'm not joking. Once it's like, brother, if you only knew what I got. No, I know what you got. You know why I know what you got? Because I'm just like him. We all have imperfections. Ain't no man perfect. We all have imperfections. But sisters, let me tell you a secret. If you sit with wise women, they will show you how to bring the best out of the man that you have. I tell sisters, the man that you're looking for, you have to make him. What do I mean by make him? Not change him, but be the source of his growth and development, because you have that power. But if you just get a man in your life and you want to say, you know, brother, you the man, so here's my bills, you got paid it, okay. He'll just be working in Walmart, Kmart, 3 jobs. But if you bring the best out of him, you'll be bringing the best out of yourself. That's what Ali did. Ali brought the best out of all of us. So ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank you. Go out and inspire first yourself and your children. Go and serve somebody. Spread the word for Mrs. Ali of the Ali 75 initiative. Now, I just want to make a correction so nobody leaves. I'm not a part of the Ali 75. I don't want somebody to say that Abdul Malik is. No, I am saying that I'm going to help spread the goodness of what the mission is all about. I don't have to work for anybody to help everybody, right? But I want you to spread the word in our community, make the Ali 75 a success. However you can do it. But go out and do something good for yourself, for your community, and above all, for these young people. I ask you as I conclude, when I run for the presidency of the United States of America, see, y'all laughing. My slogan will not be, my slogan will be, my name is Muhammad, and I'm a Muslim, and I approve this message. You know why? I never see Islam as a burden. Islam, for me, has been my greatest blessing. So when you love each other tonight, shake a hand of a strange brother. Brother, shake the brother's hand, because some sisters are very strict. So don't be like saying Assalamu alaikum, sister. Okay? Especially the single brother. Imam Abdul say Assalamu alaikum. Now, so would you please enjoy yourself? Thank you for coming. We thank the Ambassador Mansour Al-Utaybi and Kuwait for their sponsorship. We thank all of the men and women here in uniform that have guided us and protected us. And I ask you, brothers and sisters, on your way out, show some love to each other. I see my young sister there, Jasmine. You made it? Stand up, Jasmine. I never met Jasmine before, but I was introduced to her by her mom and Brother Jihad. She came all the way from Los Angeles to join us tonight. Thank you so much. Good night, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum. All right, you can shut the mic down.